I'm Rebecca Davis, a weird, scary, and interesting. And today I thought to do an updated episode of the Christmas movie episode I did for last season, for season 1, when I started this whole YouTube journey. So, the idea of I got the idea because we got some new Christmas movies last year for Christmas. So I thought, might as well do an updated episode for the Christmas movies. So, okay. Let's get into it. Okay, our first Christmas movie is, if you are a fan of Charles Dickens, his story, The Christmas Carol, is adapted into a bunch of movies and plays. And this is one of the movies. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, directed by George E. Scott. So it really brings the story of the Christmas Carol, where Ebenezer Scrooge thinks the whole thing is a bah humbug. Right, Anita? Okay, it says Academy Award winner George C. Scott gives a powerful performance as Ebenezer Scrooge in this truly heartwarming telling of Charles Dickens' beloved drama. At first, miserable, greedy old Scrooge can't tolerate the season of Christmas, such less can comprehend its meaning, but visits from his former business partner Ghost and three different specters. Like, there's like the ghost, his business partner was the first ghost that warns him that these 3 ghosts are coming. If you ever read the book or watched any of these, you'll know. And there's the 3 ghosts are Christmas. His business partner was Marley, the guy that was ghost warns him about these 3. So the 3 ghosts are the ghost of Christmas past, then the ghost of Christmas future, and the ghost. Oh no, there's the Christmas. I'm skipping one. There's the ghost of Christmas present, and then Christmas past and Christmas present, and then the last one is Christmas future. And Christmas future is kind of reminds me, looks like you would agree with that he looks exactly like Grim Reaper. Past, present, and future force the man to soul search, grappling with his own loss. Scrooge recognizes the predictions of the heartlessness in the classic timeless story that also stars Susan York and David Warner. So more or less when he sees what Christmas past was like, it was all merrily and wonderful, and in the past that's where he met the woman he was supposed to marry, but that's where it shows that he starts getting into the greed, that he loves more the money than her, and she just tells him, yeah, it's over. She walks away. Are you okay? My roommate's sloppy. Did you get on anything on your blanket? If that, it's washable. In present, it shows what he's a look at what present day of his Christmas is like, that he really doesn't have much of a relationship with his nephew, because in the past that is shown with the ghosts from Christmas past shows him that he had a relationship with, much of a good relationship with his sister, but then he does talk about his sister, and then his sister had died from childbirth, giving birth to his nephew, the one that he doesn't have a relationship with. Because after she died, he more or less threw in the towel and gave up. Which you actually shouldn't. Just because a relative dies, you shouldn't throw in the towel and give up. It's not a way to live. And that kind of more or less started him really diving into the whole miserable and greedy and not caring. And the Christmas future, it does show him that he actually, if he continues on the path of greed and being miserable and hateful to other people, he's gonna end up dying alone. And it shows in the future Tiny Tim will eventually die, because Tiny Tim himself is crippled in a way. He can still walk, but with a limp. He just holds on to like a crutch or a cane or something. Yeah, a crutch. And that little guy's life's gonna be very short. And after all three of the ghosts come to visit him, sorry for the spoiler alerts if anybody's never seen the movies and read the book, but that he does turn himself around and realizes life is worth being nice to people, and money is not everything. Money does help pay the bills and get some food on the plate, on the table, and clothes on your back, but you don't need to be a horrible A-word to everybody. Horrible ass to everybody. And that you can actually, somewhere in deep inside, there is something nice in the guy. because he used to been, as the Ghost from Christmas Past shows, that he at one time was a nice guy. It's just because his father was a horrible ass doesn't mean that he has to be. More or less, in a way, you don't have to fall in the path. Sometimes fall in the path of your parents. You can make your own choices. Be your own man or woman. Because there's actually, I know that this movie was adapted into a lot of ways, as I said. This Christmas Carol. It was adapted into a lot. There was even Disney did their own. Mickey's Christmas had his own Christmas Carol. Disney gave. It was they had the guy that played in the Disney one adaptation of the Christmas Carol was Donald Duck's uncle, Mr. McDuck. So he was the one that played Mr. McDuck. Donald's uncle played Ebenezer, which actually is funny. I think Mr. Donald's uncle is actually named Ebenezer, isn't it? Ebenezer McDuck. Well, if you know the Mr. McDuck from DuckTales, that's who I'm talking, and even if you're a Muppet fan, you would have seen that the Muppets had their own adaptation to the Christmas Carol. They had one of the Muppets on there played Ebenezer. Maybe it was. Oh yeah, it was those two old men that always sat in the balcony in the Muppet Show. They were one of them played Ebenezer, and the other one played Marley's ghost. And before that. They had the Muffin one. It's kind of funny. The bald eagle, he screws up and he accidentally, when he's saying his line, he accidentally goofs and says it's the American way, when this is actually based in Britain. And Gonzo has to tell him we're in England. So he redoes and says it's the British way. Me and Anita have seen the cartoon, the Muppets Christmas Carol one, and that was nice. And there's even Disney did one of their there is almost like a 3D version of the Christmas Carol that really is bone chilling. That how they depicted the lost souls, because Marley's ghost is in chains because of what he did in life. So there's a line that he forged these chains in life and he's forced to wear them for all eternity. And it shows that when he goes out the window that he it shows all of the lost souls out there and they're moaning and wailing. But there is actually, I seen a long time ago, there is a really original Christmas Carol one that I forget who made it, but that one, the original one, was they did not show Marley's ghost. They kind of had a voice actor doing the voice of Marley. And they had this sound of Marley dragging his chains across the floor and right through the door. It's creepy. I think you might be able to find that on YouTube. You can find a lot of things on YouTube. I'm not sure. I think they repeat a lot of Christmas Carol movies on TV every year. This is pretty neat. It's great. Yeah, it's actually a good movie. It's one of my favorite. A good fan. I like Christmas Carol. It's one of my favorite movies. So it's it's a good adaptation of a Victorian ghost story, because it's a really old story. It's from, as I say, the Victorian era. But this is one of the adaptations to Charles Dickens' Christmas Story. And there's a couple of dates on here. There's one that says from 1984. That would be Baxter's Healthcare Ltd. All rights reserved. And 2024, 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment. Well, yeah. Well, Fox is not. Oh well, 21st Century Fox is actually now owned by Disney. So I guess Disney would own the rights to Fox's copy. So yeah, that would be to 2014 before Disney got bought Fox. There's a lot since Disney took over. There's a lot of stuff that they own now that Fox used to own. Oh, yeah, and it's okay. It has okay. There's English audio and English and Spanish subtitles. There's a dual later, so no, it's one later. Never mind. So it's in 1984, color 100 minutes, full screen, 1.33, couple of dots there, one. Yeah. This is the DVD form. pretty good. There you go. Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol by George C. Scott. There you go. Okay, Jack Frost. That's what we're talking about now. Well, if you're a fan of Frosty the Snowman, this is a different twist to Frosty. You could say this is Frosty's cousin, but Jack Frost. So, yeah, it has Michael Keaton, one of the guys that play Batman. So it says Michael Keaton is a rock and roll dad who gets on one last chance to find tune in his life and prove that ice guys finish last in this wild fantasy adventure frosted with blizzard of special effects. And so more or less this is one of the big of making a big long struggle with the musician Jack Frost, played by Michael Keaton, realizes he misses something vagal time with his wife, played by Kelly Preston, and young son Charlie, played by Joseph Cross. But before Jack can make up for lost time, he swerves off an icy mountain road. Then one cold winter's night, Jack magically returns as a snowman. He embarks on a tortuous snowball cracking, snowboard cruising quest to show Charlie that when it comes to being totally cool, there's no dad like a snow dad. So Melissa, is if you know the idea of the premise of Frosty, that it says in the song Frosty the Snowman that he was a snowman, and then one day he had a top hat put on his head, a magical top hat, and he came to life one day. And as they say, must have been some magic in the snow hat, the hat. Right, Anita?
Yeah.
No. So it's the same idea, but except the guy gets reincarnated into a snowman. Not a great choice. But I guess there was must have been some magic still in the father's hat, because this was Jack's hat. So I guess when Charlie puts the hat on Jack, on the snowman, he came to life. Except the problem is he couldn't, like every snowman, if they get under too much heat, they'll, as Frosty said, he becomes all wishy-washy. Right, Anita? Are you having a snack, Anita? Okay, you getting hungry? Okay. Yeah, well, looks a bit. Trying to find the year it came out. Well, I can tell you it runs 97 minutes approximately, and it's English with the language head impairment. Subtitles are English, Arabic, Romanian, Bulgarian. 3 languages there. Okay. It's PG, and also this one's PG too. I know the last time I did this, I didn't mention the ratings. I know in the video game I did. Okay. But then that was my first episode, the first Christmas movies. Okay, Jack Frost, there's a 1998 package design, okay. It might have, by the looks of it, came out in 2013. That's quite a few years, a bunch of years ago. So, there you go. Jack Frost. This is a good family-oriented story movie to watch. This is a different pictation to Frosty. There you go. Okay, if you're a fan of Santa Claus, this is a little different. Yeah, there's Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2. It has Bad Santa 1 has Billy Bob Thornton, Lauren Graham, you know Lauren Graham from, if you ever seen the Gilmore Girls, with the late John Ritter, and Bernie Mac. Yeah, John Ritter, you know, from Three's Company, 8 Simple Rules. He was even in Bride of Chucky. Okay. And Bad Santa 2. It has Billy Bob Thornton again. And that's okay. Okay. It's about you better watch out. Santa Claus, Willie T. Snake, is coming to town. He doesn't care if you've been naughty or nice. Willie's favorite holiday tradition is fill his sacks with loot lifted from shopping malls across the country. Was this year his plot gets derailed by wisecracking store detective, a sexy bartender, and a kid who's convinced Willie he is the real Santa. And okay, Bad Santa 2 is about filled by cheap whiskey and greed. Willie Snake, played by Billy Bob Thornton, teams on once again with angry sidekick Marcus, actually, played by Tony Koch, to knock off a Chicago charity run by Convincing Diane, played by Christina Hendricks. But the arrival of Willie's horror story of Mother Sunny, played by Kathy Bates, and the kid Thurman. Yeah, the kid's named Thurman. Merriman may upset their plan. You better watch out. Bad Santa 2 is coming to town. So, obviously, in Bad Santa 2, Thurman still thinks that thinks Willie still is Santa. He's like old grown up, and he should by now get the idea that this is mall Santa, not the real Santa. So mainly, the character Willie is actually a mall Santa. Or less a mall Santa, you don't want to actually have your kid sitting on his lap. And they both both movies have special features. The first one has special features are deleted and alternate scenes, behind the scenes specials, outtakes, and Bad Santa gag reel. And the Bad Santa one has English and French. As I say, one of our my videos from last season, I mentioned doing the video games that me and India live in a country that are bilingual, so it's probably different languages if you're in different parts of the world that has this. Subtitles is English. Format is 16 by 9, 1.85 lb, and various drives. Run time. Okay, it's Bad Santa 2 special features. Thurman Then and Now, just our average red band featurette, Jingle Balls, even he was at least you're laughing. And gag reel. an alternate opening and ending, and deleted scenes and more. And by the looks of it, what I'm reading on the cover of my of our copy says the disc made in Mexico. It's a little different than made in China. Well, a lot of stuff are made in different things like India, Japan. Okay. Audio. Yeah, I have to turn it sideways because some of this is printed sideways. Okay, audio is English. And obviously there's French too. It's Adult Play Digital 1.5.1. Subtitles English and French. Format 16 by 9, 1.85 lb. In various drivers, run time 92 minutes. Okay, the first one's a little longer than the second one. The first one, the first one, Willie does get busted, but then he has the character that Lauren Graham plays. Just like watch Thurman because obviously Thurman's grandma, played by Cloris Leachman. I guess she's not really suited to be looking after Thurman, and Thurman's dad is actually in jail, so you could tell if maybe Thurman is drawn to convicts because his own father is a convict himself. Because it was the second one, Thurman is showing in there, and Thurman is actually, since he's in Chicago, Willie gets him into being Santa. At least it's just one time of the year. But do you think Thurman, since Thurman has a job back where he lives, would stay? But then I guess, well, by the Bad Santa 2, it's mentioned that Grandma has passed away. And he has nobody, and I guess his dad must be still in jail. And this guy is sad. Man, the little boy, the kid, the guy doesn't have nobody. So, well, the first Bad Santa, Thurman is being bullied by some people, but then Willie sticks up for Thurman. So you can say that Willie was a lot more better father figure than his own father. Not a great choice to pick a guy that drinks a lot, but Willie just needed somebody at that time. which is kind of sad for Thurman if you look at it. Actually, Bad Santa 2, if I remember, I think it started, like, Willie's out of jail, so I think he went to move to Florida, and he almost swears he's a bartender, but he's not, but because of the one scene, but he's just helping himself, so he's breaking into people's places, and so he eventually gets a call to come down to Chicago to help with the knockoff of the Chicago charity. So yeah, it's more. I find it's more humorous. Well, oh, okay. There you go. Bad Santa 1 and 2. And be something you need to check out this season. Okay, if you're a Garfield fan, I know my roommate is. Okay. And you'll like this. No. Okay, maybe you won't like it. I think my roommate's being silly. Okay. Then you'll like this. Happy Holidays, Garfield. It's a good movie. It even down here includes Garfield's Thanksgiving and Garfield's Christmas special. So it has Garfield. Down here it has a turkey for the Thanksgiving. And I know my roommate's gonna correct me when I say this name. Odie. Odie. Okay. Okay. Join Garfield with 2 fun-filled holiday tales. Garfield's Thanksgiving. Okay. John Arbuckle invites veterinarian Liz, because that's the woman that he's always trying to get her to agree to date him. The man's desperate. Anyways, Liz to celebrate Thanksgiving with him, and Garfield and Odie. But John has no clue how to prepare a Thanksgiving meal. Even worse, Liz declares that Garfield must be put on a diet. Actually, if you've seen Garfield, you probably agree. One day before Thanksgiving, oh no. Do you think he knew it? Will everyone come to the rescue and cook a delicious dinner for John and Liz? Okay. I think Garfield's willpower is a lot more than some of us. He probably would devour that turkey before it even gets in the oven. Rapey? Okay, now Garfield's Christmas special. Garfield gives Grandma. Oh yeah, this is the one. Anita likes this Christmas special, don't you? Garfield gives Grandma love notes he found that were written by her husband, Grandpa, from when they first met. That thoughtful gift shows Garfield that Christmas isn't about eating lasagna and receiving presents. It's about spending time with your family and making others happy. It's also made in Mexico. This disc is. Okay. See if we can find a date here. While we're looking, it's 50 minutes for both of them, I guess. Yeah, it's full screen. English studio, English subtitles. Okay, the year it came out by the looks of it was 2017. That's 7 years ago, right? Last year, yeah, 7 years ago, right? Yeah, 7 years ago. Yeah, there you go. A little mashup between two holidays. And the Thanksgiving one's good for if you're Canadian or American. Because us Canadians celebrate in October and you Americans celebrate in November. So you both can watch, both both countries can watch whether the month, wherever you celebrate in the world your Thanksgiving is. Because I guess different countries celebrate Thanksgiving different times. So yeah, a little Christmas and a little Thanksgiving, all in one. That's neat. Hopefully you like that. And it's good if you didn't catch the Thanksgiving. So there you go. There you go. You can watch that. Yeah. At this time, you can watch the Thanksgiving one this time. Why not? Relive Thanksgiving without making the turkey yourself. Or whatever. That'd be a good movie. Okay. I'm gonna move on. Okay, have you ever watched any of the Home Alone movies? Like from Home Alone 1 and 2 where Macaulay Culkin's in and all the way to the current one. We've seen the current one. We don't like it. It kind of went away from the premise of the whole current one with the little British child. It went away from the whole story of Home Alone, that the kid is the one offending in the house and somebody's breaking in, but they kind of invited the little child for Thanksgiving because they felt sorry for him. Really. I know Disney owns the rights now, but keep to the story. I'm a very good fan of. I'm a big fan of remakes. So, anyways, there you go. I'm talking about going away from the premise of but I should say the premise of what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Is everyone? This is Home Alone, the Holiday Heist. So I guess this would be technical. Would this be technically Home Alone 4? Here, I'll double check. Honey. Okay, this is actually Home Alone 5. The Holiday Heist is actually Home Alone 5. Because there's only 6 Home Alones. And the last one came out in 2021. This one came out in 2012. So, okay. Home Sweet Home, Home Alone is the one we don't like. Anyways. Home Alone Holiday Heist. Yeah. Well, what it's about, deck the halls with holiday fun. The hilarious holiday tale for all the ages. A 10-year-old Finn Baxter, played by Christian Matron, thinks his family's new house in Maine is haunted, but the truth might be even scarier. A trio of thieves, led by Malcolm McDowell, is after a priceless painting hidden in a secret room by previous owner. So when Finn and his sister, played by Dodell Fairland, find themselves home alone, Finn ridges up diabolical irony of techno gadgets. The Bobby he taps to protect his path from bumbling criminals trying to break in. It's delightful comedy caper that will steal your heart again and again. Yeah, they just in this one they just the family in this one they just moved in. So it's a little different, but on the same idea, that still staying true a little bit to the idea of a kid being home alone, but it's 2 kids this time. So I guess I say better in numbers, power in numbers. But it's funny. Yeah, this little boy here, the character Finn, he plays online games. And one of the guys that he plays an online game tour against, he was trying to explain what was going on, and the guy thought he was actually playing a game. And then he looked it up and what he was saying, and it didn't sound like any game that was currently released. So the guy looks up Finn's PI address, IP address on his account, and finds his phone number, where the IP is coming from, and he gets the number, and he calls his parents to warn him that there might be somebody breaking in to the house. And more or less the mother thought that there was something fishy going on, like the guy that was playing against Finn was a child predator. So the mother told the poor guy just trying to help out that she'll ruin him. And the mother calls the cops on the guy. So, and they show up at his house, and since the guy can see what's going on through his PI, his game system, I guess he has I guess you see whether Finn has a setup where somebody can see into the house or something. And the cops were just there watching this unfold. Scared the crap out of the guy when a bunch of cops came barreling in with a bunch of guns. I guess that would scare anybody out of their wits. Oh, anyway, so the guys that were breaking in eventually at the end got arrested and put into jail. But the place that Finn and his sister did get locked into in the movie was if you ever researched into the speakeasy era in the Prohibition era in the States, that there used to be these secret speakeasies where it was kind of like a secret bar. And you'd be like the door would look like a bookshelf, but it's actually a door that you open up, and behind there's a secret speakeasy going on. So in their house, they actually, in the fictional house, in this fictional house here, actually had a speakeasy in it. And that's where where this guy's I think grandmother or aunt had her picture was, and he thought he should have the rights to own that. But honestly, breaking into somebody's house is not a great way to get your property back. You're gonna wind up like Monopoly, going to jail, don't pass go, don't collect so much money. It's not gonna work out. So yeah, this It's not a bad movie. It's actually better than the Home Sweet Home. If I can compare this to the Home Sweet Home Alone that came out in 2021, I like this one a lot more better than the Home Sweet Home. Even Anita, if you can compare between this and Home Sweet Home, do you like this a lot more better than Home Sweet Home? Okay. She agrees. She's not saying anything. Okay. There you go. Yeah, this is a lot more better than Home Sweet Home. Okay. Home Alone. There you go. Home Alone. Holiday Heist. Okay, since we were talking last, when we were on to the Jack Frost movie, and I mentioned about Frosty, to just explain that, helps explain. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we were on. Okay, since I was talking before I paused about the Jack Frost thing, and now since I was using Frosty for the Jack when we're discussing Jack Frost. To help explain a little bit more the idea how a bunch of snow came to life. That wouldn't happen in real life. So we're now on. Speaking of Frosty, now we're on to the Legend of Frosty. Yeah. The Snowman. Okay. It's told and sung by Burt Reynolds. You know, Burt Reynolds from Smokey and the Bandit, Burt Reynolds. Frosty's old new magical movie. It's a kind of a, have you ever seen the original Frosty the Snowman? The one that predates this one. I think it was from the 60s. We just watched the original one yesterday on YouTube. Anyways, it's continues on with the story. The kids that are from the original are all grown up now, and they have their own children now, and they are having their own experiences with Frosty. So let's as it says, based on the original television Christmas classic, The Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman goes where he is needed most. And now the town of Evergreen sure needed a visit. Mr. Tinkerton, the mayor, runs a tight ship, and there's no room for talking of magic or any other such nonsense. But when Frosty the Snowman blows through the town, it shows the town's children that magic is real. Tinkerton's son, Charlie, and Tommy, although with their friends Sarah and Walter, want to spread the word about Frosty's fun, loving, and magical antics. But meat resist, and from Evergreens Elementary's Bassville Principal Hank Hankley. In the end, good wins out, and all of the citizens of Evergreen happily learn that magic is real and fun is for everyone. It's a pretty good movie. It's always played every year on TV, and there's with the Frosty story, they always keep making breathing new life. There's even Frosty the Snowman with John Goodman plays Frosty. And he's in a different town. I think that one's town in the one that John Goodman's in is based in some Canadian town. So this movie we're talking here, what I have here, it has the DVD specials, Build Your Own Snowman, the Snowmania Challenge, Frosty Says Challenge, deleted scenes, sneak peek at Here Comes Peter Cottontail, the movie. And by the looks of it is 75 minutes long. And by the looks of it, came out the year I graduated high school, 2005. In DVD form. There we go. So now Charlie or Tommy, one of the boys, find out that he's actually finds the truth about the truth around Frosty is because there is a comic book that he found in his town's library of Frosty, and it shows his dad, one of these kids or his dad. So this comic's actually based of the original Frosty the Snowman story that predates this one. And that the comic book's kind of magical itself. It kind of, there's some blank sheets of the comic book, and it eventually tells the future when it shows up, that there's more to see the eye, what you see the eye. It's actually a good movie. If you want to check it out. Okay, this movie, if you know this tale of Santa Claus, but Santa's usually a guy. There's a lot of, you think of it, there's a lot of male Santas. But this movie actually gives a chance for a woman to be Santa. So it's called Call Me Claus. And it has Whoopi Goldberg in it. And she's the one that plays the female Santa. Starring Nigel Hawthorne. If she's going to save Christmas, she's got some big shoes to fill. With music from Garth Brooks. it's about this. Is all about. Call Me Claus is a hysterical, delightful, and touching story, and instant holiday classic from expert producer Whoopi Goldberg and expert producing team of Lisa Sanders and Garth Brooks, starring Academy Award winning Whoopi Goldberg and featuring the experience of a talented Nigel Hawthorne as Santa. So Nigel plays the male Santa. Okay, the character Lucy Collins with I. Killins. Is it Killins or Collins? Killins. Or saying Killins. Played by Whoopi Goldberg, is a cracky and vegetable produced by a home shopping network in charge of hiring the station's on-air Santa. Nigel Hawthorne is the real Santa Claus who, finding himself in the end of his 200-year contract. So I guess every Santa must have a 200-year contract. But then every story is different. It must convince Lucy that she is the perfect candidate to fill his shoes. Funny, moving, and enlightening looking at the true spirit of Christmas. So, secondly, this is the first time I've known that they've ever dictated a woman being Santa. Hey, women can be anything that a man can. Even Saint Nick. So at the end, she does end up getting it. So she's got a 200-year job. By the time the contract's done, she's going to be a little old woman. Oh. I guess after a while, Santas have to change. In the story of Santa, they have to change up. Okay. There's some Delilah Master. Okay, some special features. Digital mastered audio, Atomic Video, full screen presents audio, English 2 second channel, Adult station. Subtitles are English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, and my roommate's getting into candy. Korean and Thai. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 languages on there for subtitles. And it's in studio with Garth Brooks. Bonus trailers, film, graphics, and active menus and screen selections. Doesn't have a rated. So, it's from Red Strokes. Okay, it looks like this disc was made in Mexico. So it's approximately 90 minutes, printed in the United States, because that's where Hollywood is. Okay. We got 2001. That's the year I started grade 9. This year Anita graduated high school. Long time ago, wasn't it? A decade far away, right? Okay. It's a little different dictation of Santa Claus. I guess they always try to tell Santa Claus tale a little different, like the Tim Allen. Santa falls off the roof and you have to put on the suit. But this is a little different, that Santa is now a woman, a black woman. I guess there'll need to always be a white guy, some old white guy doing it. Need some change it up. Add to the story. It's kind of like a recipe. You add a little different as you go along. Change as you see fit. It's actually pretty good. I find it a little I find it a different way to tell that Santa that doesn't have to be disguised all the time. A little different. It's a nice story. Nice movie. Yeah. If you wanted to check that out, it's called Call Me Santa Claus. Call Me Claus. Probably different for Lucy being Santa than working at the Homestead. Home Shopping Network. Okay. We'll move on. Okay, we're gone to another Home Alone movie. Now, this is Home Alone 3. Now, it's no more Kevin McAllister anymore, and his family forgetting him. To board on the same plane or forgetting him at home. Okay. Okay, this is a little different. Is about the story goes, the U.S. Air Force has a new secret weapon. And he's only 8 years old. From comedy legend John Hughes comes the hilarious action-packed hit that lots of fun for the entire family. In the brackets, Kids News Network. A band of international crooks has hidden a military computer chip inside a toy car. But an airport mixed up lands it in the hands of wise kid Alex Pert, played by Alex Delitz. who's home alone with the chicken pox. That's never lovely. It's the easiest thing. Chicken pox in a quiet Chicago suburb. When the criminals zone in on Alex's house with their high-tech gadgetry, madness and mayhem kicked into high gear as the pint-sized hero defends himself and armed with outrageous array of ambushes and booby traps. We didn't see what coming to them. Then the wet bandits from the last two didn't see what was coming to them either. Till they got wise on them. What happened why I got mixed up, the car that the chip is in, the remote controlled car that Alex ends up getting, the car is put in the exact same bag as his neighbor that gave him the car, because she had some pastry that she bought when she went on her trip. It was I think French bread or something, and or Parisian bread or something. It was some type of bread that it was in the bag, but the bag was exactly alike. So, since it was exactly alike, his neighbor grabbed the bag that she thought was hers and swapped. Instead of it having the stuff that she bought, she got home and found out that it was a remote control car instead of the pastry or bread that she bought. And that's how it was. So she paid him with the remote control car for cleaning her driveway, which she actually forgot till she came home. But he had a little help. Alex had a little help. He had his brother's parrot helped him. And plus he had his little pet white mouse. But the criminals, these criminals here, they ended up going to jail after all. So the little boy was detained to protect his house. Okay. There's the audio has English and Spanish and French, and subtitles are just English. Okay, it runs 102 minutes in widescreen 1.85 2 dot dots 1. And it came out in 1997. That's the first date we have here, and the other one is 2013. I think it did come out in 2000. Yeah, it came out in 1997 because it didn't seem like there was a long gap between the making the last Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin and the second one and this one. So it was a good movie. A little a different dictation to the tale, but it still stays on the premise of that a little boy is protecting the house and the criminals get to go to jail. They don't fight them over for Christmas dinner. So yeah. So after all, these five criminals end up getting what they are. They get put in jail after all. But and that was after somebody believed Alex that there was an international crooks after him. He even had to call the Air Force to actually report that there was some type of chip in his car that it actually doesn't look like the normal chips that a remote control car would usually have. At least it actually took, I think it took the FBI to kick in and arrest them. Yeah. It's a good Home Alone movie. Good Christmas movie for the season. There you go. If you want to, you can check it out. Okay, we're moving on to the last one. If you ever seen the Christmas Story before, where it's about the little boy's Christmas and way back in history there. There's a sequel to it. It's called Christmas Story 2. Yeah, when they brought the lamp back. The genuine, authentic, 100% American Christmas is back. Christmas Story 2. Okay. The little boy from the Christmas Story 1 is now in his teens now. It was like, I think at the 30s or the 40s this is based in. Okay. Peace and loving and misunderstanding. The story these are new, but the spirit is timeless. And hilarious sequel to the favorite holiday classic, Ralphie, one that's wearing the deer costume, and his friends Flick and Sorest, hopefully those three, are almost old enough to drive. As I say, they're in their teens, so. Which means only one thing to all American teenager. And Ralphie has his heart set on a beauty of a car. and not to mention a girl to go with it. Unfortunately, he wrecks it before it even leaves the lot. And he and his friends must find jobs to pay off the damage. Meanwhile, the old man, played by Daniel Stern, guy in the blue, guy holding the leg lamp and wearing the blue house coat, continues to fight his stubborn war. Yeah, it must be in the 40s. Well, Randy plays Suburban War. Yeah, Suburban War. Yeah. Well, Randy plays soldier, martyr, and stands perfectly handily by to clean up a battlefield and have new laughs with old friends in Christmas Story 2. 100% authentic family fun. Well, I'm not sure actually what decade this was based in. I'm thinking that maybe the 40s. I'm just guessing. Because of the fashion, I could be wrong. It doesn't say in the description what decade it was based in. Could be probably it's based in the 40s. His father has a secondhand furnace, the family does, and he's like so penny pitchy that he really doesn't want to replace it, but he does. So somebody, a furniture repairman comes in and replaces it, but he replaces it with even more secondhand furnace because his father had picked a furnace out of a house that was going to get renovated, and he found out that they were going to get rid of the furnace, and unfortunately the guy, Ralphie's father, is into vintage things, and obviously the furnace wasn't that vintage. It was like on its last legs because it was even more worser. Ralphie actually in the movie he gets a job with some mall some mall, because helping out for the Christmas season. First he's playing one of Santa's elves, and he ends up with a candy cane fight with one of his friends. And then eventually he gets demoted where he has to wear the reindeer costume. So he's out there wearing that and having Roof with holding a sign saying Roof into Huggabees. Yeah, he's working at Huggabees. No, Hoof into Huggabees, so because reindeers have hoofs, And obviously, as you can tell, the father gets the lamp back. The ugly leg lamp. Okay. Subtitles are English, French, Espanol, Spanish. For you, if you didn't know what I just said. There's main features, bonus, last trailer. It may not be subtitled. Looks like it might have came out on 2012. Excuse me. Let's see how long it runs for. Oh, here we go. 85 minutes. It's not that long. That's good. There we go. A Christmas Story 2. Okay, hopefully you like that updated video of the Christmas movies. If you did, like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the little bell button to keep on getting notifications for more videos that we'll upload in the future. And don't forget to comment, and have a good night and a Merry Christmas. Goodbye.